All right. I'll start out by giving infinite honors to my Heavenly Father, my great King, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh by Hashem, Kakadash. When you give double honors to my teachers, apostles, great millstone, salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shah, Kwam Yasharab. All right. Salaki for that. All right. So on this topic, I'm gonna go into what the true meaning of beauty is. All right. Because here in America, man, these philosophies have been taught. They're all backwards. All right. Our Heavenly Father in Isaiah the 29th chapter say the so-called white man has turned things upside down. All right. So when we go on the topic of what beauty is, all right, people are vain in the society. All right. People look at beauty of a woman with her outer shell. All right. When in all actuality, a woman could be pleasant to the eyes, but spiritually, she could be a corpse on the inside. You look at her through your spiritual binoculars, she looked like a dead corpse, all right? When the scriptures always talk about the beauty of Israel, how we were the object of perfection, the object of beauty, it was talking about the way we conducted ourselves. It was talking about when we lived according to our law, statutes, and commandments, all right? That's what true beauty is, all right? The way you carry yourself, the life you live, your actions, all right? Here in America, a woman, or even a guy, fix himself up in his Sunday best, put his best rags and go get a haircut or whatever, and then he come out in the world and his behavior is that of someone outside the temple. He's profane as fuck. He's putting on these good clothes and getting his haircut, what, to go deal with another man's woman. And in her eyes, he's a handsome young guy. He's a beautiful young guy. All right? But he's a monster. He's really a creep. All right? When you live according to our philosophy, culture, and customs. All right? We're not mesmerized by a person's outward appearance. And our Heavenly Father and our great King isn't either. All right? We look at the inside of the man. We're like King David. All right? We are men after the Most High's own heart. And our Heavenly Father looks at the inside of a man's heart, what the man thinks, all right? How he conducts himself. That's true beauty when you live according to law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shalom Shah. Okay? I'm going to start off in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, all right? And this is, we'll start off in chapter 13. Verse 1, and it reads, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High. See, men are vain and ignorant of Yahweh Shem Shah. All right? If a man is ignorant of Yahweh Shem Shah's word, he don't know what beauty is. All right? He don't know what life is. He don't know what death is. If you don't know to understand this word and don't live according to this word, you don't know what righteousness is. All right? There's some things that men in this society think is wicked, and according to the scriptures, it's not even wicked. Okay? So if you're ignorant of the Most High's word, all right, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. All right? Surely vain are all men by nature. By nature. All right? The creation is subject to vanity. Okay? When you go look for a wife, you don't go look for a wife just because how she look on the outside. Because truth be told, most attractive women cheat. All right, here in America, let me say that most attractive women in America cheat. Okay, because everywhere they go, you got men that just think with their raws rather than their minds. Okay, by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High. All right, and if you're not ignorant of the Most High, when you deal with a person, you deal with them according to their character. All right. And could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the word master. All right? Now we're about to get to the nitty gritty. But deem either fire or wind or the swift air or the circles of the stars or the violet water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. All right. So people look at the Yahweh Shema Shai's creation and marvel at it. All right. They marvel at it. Wow, the sun, the moon. This is how the heathen think. All right. People outside of the temple, and they are mesmerized by his creation. Okay. But they're more mesmerized at the creation rather than the guy that created these things. The guy you got to be mesmerized by is the guy that created these beautiful cosmoses, these beautiful mountains, these beautiful galaxies, so on and so forth. All right. With the beauty, if they've been delighted, took them to be gods. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. See, they're looking at the creation, all right, and worshiping the creation rather than worshiping the power that created the creation. All right, he's the true beauty one. All right, he's the one that is magnificent. All right. But what do the heathen do? They worship the constellations, so on and so forth. Okay? They look at them as beauty. Okay? For this, the author of beauty have created them. All right? Our Heavenly Father is the author of beauty. All right? And the pure beauty that He's given us is wisdom and knowledge. Because guess what? Wisdom and knowledge was there when He created everything. When our great King created everything, wisdom was there. She was the author of the beauty. She's is what makes a man face to shine. All right? But if they were astonished at the power and virtue, all right, let them understand by them who much mighty is made them. For by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionally the maker of them is seen. All right, and when you look at all these great creations of our Heavenly Father, the one that created them is the true author of beauty. All right. So when we liken that to the nation of Israel, all right, and you look at the nation of Israel, and a carnal man just look at his physical attributes, all right? Look at how we're the fastest, the strongest, the most healthiest, so on and so forth, okay? No, that's not what makes us beauty, all right? What made us beautiful is our conduct, okay? King Saul, let's say, well, he was the tallest, the most strongest man of his time, but he was wicked. He was ugly. Okay? This is Proverbs chapter 8. Chapter 8, verse 22, and it reads, Yahweh passed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. See, wisdom was there creating all of these beautiful things. All right? In fact, when you understand wisdom, wisdom goes into what this society calls science. All right? Philosophy. All right? Psychology. All right? Wisdom is the jack of all trades. Okay? Wisdom is the reason we understand the hearts of man and can perceive what men think. We can perceive if a man is a heathen. We can perceive if a man is not right. All right? Through testing them by the Spirit. All right? Wisdom is the true beautiful. Okay? And when the creation was when the creature was worshiping the creation, all right, they were being simple, all right, rather than worshiping Yahweh Shema Shai, who's the object of wisdom. That was the true beauty, not the creation that you're looking at it before your face. You look at a beautiful woman, and you looking at her, you're mesmerized by her beauty, all right, but she's a monster, all right. She's not living on a so-called handsome man. He's a fucking monster. All right? But wisdom was there when he created all of the heavens, so on and so forth. And that's what makes a man beautiful and a woman beautiful. If they have understanding, all right, if they have wisdom, okay? I'm gonna get a few more precepts to touch on it. Okay? This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly doeth she order all things. I loved her and saw her out of my youth. I desired her, Salaki. I desired her, I loved her and sought her out of my youth. I desired her to make her my spouse, and I was the lover of her beauty. All right? Wisdom is what make a man beautiful. Wisdom is what make a woman beautiful. Okay? All right? For she is privy to the mysteries of the knowledge of the Most High, and a lover of his works. Okay? So what makes a man handsome, comely, beautiful is a man of intelligence that has the knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shah. But in this society, everybody's on this carnal plane, living according to this carnal plane, and they'll look at somebody like a homo like Prince and talk about how fair he is. All right? They'll look at somebody like LeBron James, and women will fall on over. All right? And these are pieces of shit, man. This is not, these men, if they was in our kingdom, when we was in our right estate, these men would be at the bottom of the fucking totem pole because they didn't have no understanding. All right? They wouldn't be considered beautiful. The scriptures say beautiful is the feet of him that bring forth good tidings. Good tidings is the man bringing forth wisdom, understanding, prophecies, promises, bringing forth dark sentences. Those are the beautiful men we speak according to. All right? That's true beauty, wisdom. All right? This is Sirach. Chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 2, and it reads. I'm going to write wrong precept. The wrong book. Salaki. Sirach 11 and 2, and it reads. Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outer appearance. All right? That's how carnal people think. All right? Now look, I'm not going to be over righteous. When you gaze upon a woman, the first thing you see is her outer appearance. All right? That's how the Most High created her. All right? Hey, when we first see a woman, we look at outer appearance. All right? That's nature. All right? But us men of the Lord who came into this truth and been brought into his marvelous light, when we deal with certain women, we know we go further than that. All right? All right? The scripture is written in another place, give not yourself into a light woman. All right? So when the scriptures say commend not a man for his beauty, you look at a man, he got riches, he got prestige, and he got the look. All right? You don't commend a man for those reasons. You commend a man how he fears the Lord. You commend a man how he serves the Lord. You see, but that's the way of the Gentiles, to commend a man for his beauty, his outer appearance, what the accolades he's achieved in the society. Okay? That's the way of the heathen. All right? Neither abhor a man for his outer appearance. Let's say a man is not the best looking man. He don't have the finest silks on. All right? He walks around in sackcloth, camel hair. All right? Our Heavenly Father say you don't abhor a man like that, because guess what? Those are the type men the Most High choose to bring forth his good tidings. Men who society esteem low and not rich and not men of prestige. So got a precept for that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse. No, it's chapter 1, I think. Chapter 1. Bear with me. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, 26. For you see, 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 26. For see your calling, brethren, how that not many of you was wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. All right? So our Heavenly Father, he don't always pull at the man of high regard in this society. In most cases, most cases when the Most High raise up prophets, they be most of the time outcasts, black sheep, uh, men that are not doctors, not lawyers, not men that are high status in society. He get normal Joes, man. He pull normal Joes out of society who the world look at, how a family looks at like outcasts. Okay, all right. And the base things of this world, he'll get the base things out of a family. All right, the underdog of the family, and the things which are despised have the Most High chosen. All right. That's why when you go back over here in the Book of Sirach, it clearly tells you. It tells you a whore, neither a whore a man for his outward appearance. When you're doing that, you're a carnal nigga. All right. You test the spirit by the spirit to see if it's Yahweh Shema Shai. And the servant, all servants of Yahweh Shema Shai are beautiful men, man. All women that live according to spirit are beautiful women. All right. What we call beauty before we came to this truth is really monsters, Medusas, okay? Because you got to do everything spiritual, all right? Everything is spiritual, even when you court a woman. All right, now you got times, you know, you can go get your rocks off and you want to get a Section 5 something, you might kick a couple dollars or whatnot. But if you're going to deal with a woman, like deal with her, you don't give yourself to a light woman because she's pretty, so-called, all right? She's going to ruin your fucking life. Always remember this. Most pretty women cheat and have no integrity. Here in Babylon, here in America, the vast majority of them got body counts high as Pike County. All right? Calling themselves bad bitches, okay? All right? So let me go to and let's look at our great king. Let's see what it said about our great king. All right? When we're talking about beauty. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 53. I'm gonna start from the top, the point in verse 2. And it reads, who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Yahweh shall reveal? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant. It's talking about our king. All right? And as a root out of a dry ground. All right? All come from the root of Jesse. He have no form or nor comeliness. All right? This saying that our great king, when he was growing up, he wasn't no gladiator type. He wasn't he wasn't famous in Israel for his looks, for his prestige. All right? But he looked like just a normal guy. Okay? And we shall see him. There is no beauty that we should desire him. When the scripture spoke of King David, it said how beautiful he was, how comely he was physically. All right? But when it said our great king came to earth, he was just a normal J. All right? But he's the most beautiful man that ever walked the planet Earth. All right? He was the object of wisdom and knowledge. All right? He's the reason we understand what true beauty is. Okay? But it said physically, there was no beauty to behold. I don't want to mangle. There is no beauty that we would have desired him. You would have just looked at him, you'd have been like, oh, okay. Just a normal Jake. Who is that? Oh, that's Joseph's. That's Joseph's son from Bethlehem, man. He's a carpenter. All he do is build houses and shit. He's nobody. All right? That's how they looked at our great king. But he was the creator of everything. All right? He's the reason we exist. Anything exists. Everything was created for him and by him, man. He was the object of perfection and beauty. Okay? You have to put off that corner way of thinking, that Western way of thinking, the satanic. Okay? Satanic. It's off. This is John. The book of John, chapter 14, verse 6, and it reads, Yahushua saith unto them, I am the way, the truth, the life. No man cometh to me unto the Father but by me. If you had known me, you should have known my Father also, and henceforth you know him and, and have seen me. You see what I'm saying? So when you knew our great king and knew who he was, and you got past the corner looks, you would have known that was the object of perfection. He was the object of beauty, man. All right? Never sinned, never went off. Beauty has everything to do with conduct. All right? His conduct was the object of perfection. That's what made him beautiful. All right? What makes a woman beautiful and delightful is the way she carries herself. All right? Now, yes, we got women that look hideous according to the face, but they are more delightful to be around than the bitch that you're gonna talk about is a dime piece. I'm telling you, these bitches that this society call dime pieces, have you ever hung around them and be around them? Once you manipulate them with jewels and baguettes and money, and you just want to kick it around them and chill with them, they so simple, they're ignorant, they're conceited. You don't even enjoy being around the bitches. And the female that carries herself in a dignified manner, a quiet spirit, and she might not might not be as attractive as the so-called dime diva. She's a pleasant to be around. She's a pleasant to be around. You enjoy being around her. She gives you, she's a pillar of rest for you. Okay? And according to the scriptures, she's beautiful because of her conduct. Okay? And when we get in the kingdom, you're gonna be able to, you're gonna be able to manipulate the elements, manipulate her anatomy and her physiology and fix her up to how you want her to look. The Song of Solomon goes into that. If she don't have enough breasts for you, you're gonna be able to make them breasts bigger. If she don't got enough bonbons for you, we're gonna be able to do all that. All right, that's what spiritual powers mean. You're gonna be able to manipulate the elements. We are elements. Okay? This is Sirach, chapter 25, verse 21. And it reads, okay, Sirach 25 and 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. All right? That's the corner man. That's the Western way of doing things. All right? When you see a woman, you gaze at her beauty and you just want her for pleasure. All right? Now, when you get wisdom, true beauty, you got to ask this woman questions. All right? Do you have a husband? Are you dealing with a man? All right? You got to ask her certain questions. You got to ask her. You have to communicate with her to see if is she a woman of morals. All right? Because a lot of these women, when you get through talking to them and they get through talking to you, you know that they pieces of shit, man. They walk in STD plants. The fairer a woman is in this society, the higher probability of her having an STD, man. I'm telling you, we're in America. This bitch is a cesspool. And the most beautiful women in the society, every day they walk outside, you got thirsty guys getting at them. You got men just losing their minds over it. All right? And then you got fellows with money. They give it to her and they have their ways with her. All right? And these women don't have no character. All right? They have no dignity and they do anything. All right? And you don't just look at a woman just to get your rocks off because, man, you fuck with them. Next thing you know, you feel like you got razor blades in your dick, man. Okay? And that woman is not really beautiful. When you look at her for what she truly is, she ugly as fuck. She's a cum bucket. When you look at a woman that's a cum bucket, like you look at the women on TV, like what was that woman name that set Tupac up? All right? The woman that set Tupac up. When you look at that interview she did with Vlad and stuff, and then you hear how she conducted. When you look at her, she kind of attractive, but when you know the things that she's done and how she was conducting herself, she looked like a trash when you look at her. All right, when you look at Superhead, look at Superhead. She's not an ugly broad. She's she's easy on the eyes. But when you know all the shit she done do and all the men she done been with, when you look at her, she look like trash, man. So you don't be mesmerized by the beauty of a woman. I'm gonna get in the scripture and show you what when you get a true beautiful woman and what true beauty is. Because the most high liken the nation of Israel to what? A comely and delicate woman, man. Okay? And we're gonna see why he likened the nation of Israel to a comely and delicate woman. All right? It wasn't because of her looks. All right? This is Sirach. It say basically the same thing that we just read. This is Sirach 42, verse 12. And it reads, behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. Okay? Now this is wisdom talking. These scriptures is what true beauty is, because this is defend you, man. All right? Don't be simple looking at people for their outer appearance, how they look. And we're not just talking about women. You look at a man, he look like he got it. He the nigga. He the guy. All right? He's doctor this. He's lawyer this. He's D-boy this. He's rapper this. All right? Our Heavenly Father don't look at men like that. All right? That's not how you judge the beauty of a person. All right? For from garments coming a moth, and from women wickedness. All right? When you talk to most of these women, they are vain. They are shallow. All right? I'm gonna give y'all a true story. I got a partner. He's a real I'm talking about he's a legit millionaire. All right? In fact, he's a multi-millionaire. All right? He's a multi-millionaire. I'm gonna show you how wicked, stupid, and shallow women are. All right? And when he dressed, I'm telling you, when he dressed, I mean, he got properties everywhere. He got businesses everywhere. All right? He not faking it. You can tell when somebody had it. All right? He could give you a job at one of his various businesses. All right? But when you see this guy, he ain't flashy, and it look like he shops at Walmart. I'm telling you. That's how even when he going somewhere and he put on his Sunday's best, he looks like he bought his Sunday's best from Walmart. All right? And a wicked woman will look at him and don't want to deal with him. And he has nice vehicles. He has very nice vehicles. But the vehicle he drives is an old work truck. That every time you see him, he in that work truck. All right? A woman will look at him and he don't have on no Gucci belt. He don't have on no designer jeans and all that. And they will miss their payday because they don't know how to deal with a man of substance, okay? They rock out on this corner plane and all they could see is what they could see with their eyes. That's how the Most High want us men to be. He want us to not just look at the corner plane, but look at people spiritually, all right? He want us to know how to test the spirit by the spirit, and you can tell if a person has integrity, understanding, so on and so forth. Like when women look at my partner who I'm talking about, he in the world, don't get it twisted, he in the world, but he a cool 2/3. They say they looking for a man with money and all that. They pass it up because they so fucking simple and wicked. That's why the scriptures say don't be sitting up there talking to women. The Most High didn't impart to them understand. He didn't give them understanding. All right? So their cognitive function is always going to be baseline. And when you're around them, confusion always going to erupt. Okay? So you deal with them accordingly. All right? All right? Now I'm going to show you who a true beautiful woman was in the scriptures. Now we're about to read about a beautiful woman in the scriptures. Okay? This is Judah, the book of Judah, chapter 12, we'll start at verse 14, and it reads, Then said Judah unto him, Who am I now, that I might gainsay my Lord? Surely whatsoever pleases him, I will do speedily, and it will be my joy until the day of my death. Now, this is about to give you an example why he don't marvel at the beautiful countenance of a woman. Well, not countenance. Hell no, not countenance. The outer appearance of a woman. This is a prime example why not you don't be mesmerized with the physical attributes of a woman, and that's all you're looking at. You about to see what Judah how she used her beauty to destroy a general, basically a king. Okay. All right. This guy, this king, this general, invited her to a dinner, right? And he had all his high-ranking officials with him. You know what? I'm gonna just read that part. This is Judah 12 and 13. Then when Bogus from the president of Hophanes and came to her and said, Let not this fair damsel fear to come to my Lord and to be honored in his presence, and drink wine and be merry with us, and be made today as one of the daughters of the Assyrians which serve in the house of Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? So she's invited to come to the king's ball, okay? Then said Judah unto him, Who am I now? And notice up it said the fair damsel. Fair means she was beautiful. All right. Then said Judah to him, Who am I now? All right. This king, he was mesmerized by her beauty. Who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord? Surely whatsoever pleases him, I will do speedily, and she'll be my joy unto the day of death. So she arose and decked herself with her apparel and all her woman's attire. So she made herself look spiffy. She put on her whatever made her look beautiful and a delight to a man, right? And her maid went and laid soft skins on the ground for her over against Hophanes, which she had received a bogus for her daily use, that she might sit upon them. And when Judith came in and sat down, Hophanes, his heart ravished with her. So when he seen it, it happened to all of us men. A nice looking woman walk by, you be like, ooh, Lord, yes indeed, Women call it thirsty, but even if you be reserved with it, a nice looking woman come by, you look at her, you be like, all right, is she nice, okay? If you can be reserved with it, all right, conservative with it, but it happens all the time. A nice looking woman walk by, but they say this guy heart ravished for her. He like wanted her. His impulses, he was thirsty for her, okay? Let's see what happened to him. Okay? He ravished with her. Now Judah came in and sat down, and Hophanes, his heart was ravished with her, and his mind was moved, and he desired greatly her company. So he wanted to fuck her. All right, he was thinking with his dick, with his other head. Okay, he was thinking only on the carnal plane. All right, he wasn't thinking on a spiritual plane or nothing. He was just thinking like how a nigga rock out. Okay. For he waited a time to deceive her from the day that he had seen her. So from the day he saw her, he was trying to find a way that he could get at her and smash, okay? Then said Hophanes unto her, Drink now and be merry with us. Is that not what men do? You invite a woman out to have a couple of drinks with her. You want to get her nice so you can go with your mood, right? They've been doing that since the beginning of time, Aki. All right? Then said Hophanes unto her, Drink now and be merry with us. So Judah said, I will drink now, my Lord, because my life is magnified in me this day more than all the days since I was born. So she playing on his top. This is what beautiful, subtle women do in this society. Now she's doing it for a righteous cause. Judith was a righteous woman. But you can learn from just being what she's about to do, how women do, how deceitful, wicked women do men all the time. When men are just mesmerized by the beauty of a woman. Then she took and ate and drank before him what her maid had prepared. And Hophanes took great delight in her. All right? He took great delight in her. He didn't know nothing about her character. He didn't know nothing about her beliefs or her I don't know why these people keep calling me. He didn't know nothing about her her personality traits or nothing. All he saw was that she was a beautiful woman. Okay, and drank more. Wait, and Hophiness took great delight in her and drank more wine than he had drunk at any time in one day since he was born. So he went hard. He went hard. This nigga was tripping. Okay, this nigga was out his body. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna skip down to the next chapter, and I'm gonna go to down to verse 6. Get straight to the point. This is Judah 13, verse 6. Then she came to the pillar of the bed. All right, hold up. All right. I'm gonna just read it all. I'm gonna just read it all. Now, when the evening was come, his servants made haste to depart, and Bogan shut his tent without, and dismissed the waiters from the presence of his lord. And they went to their beds, for they were all weary because the feast had been long. All right, they went hard. They went hard. Okay, they went hard in the paint. All right, and Judith was left alone in the tent, and Hophiness lying alone upon his bed, for he was lifted, filled with wine. All right, so he made everybody go, and he let her stay because he was mesmerized by her beauty. All right. Now Judith had commanded her maid to stand without her bedchamber to wait for her coming forth, and she did as she did daily. For she, for she, for she said she would go forth to her prayers, and she spake to Bogus according to the same purpose. So all went forth, and none left in the bedchamber, neither little nor great. Then Judith, standing by his bed, said in her heart, O Lord, power of all power, look at this present upon the works of mine hands for exaltation of Jerusalem. For now the time to help thine inheritance and execute the enterprise to the destruction of the enemies which are risen against us. Then she came to the pillar of the bed, which was at Hophin's head, and took down his fashion from thence, and approached to his bed, and took hold of the hair of his head, and said, Strengthen me, O Lord, power of Israel this day. And she smote twice upon the neck with all her might, and she took away his head from him. So he was mesmerized by her body, mesmerized by her looks, and that's all he saw. And as soon as she got the chance, she let him get drunk. And as soon as she got the chance, she cut off his head. That's what beautiful women do, men, daily. All right? That's why the scriptures say, marvel not at the beauty of a woman. When you deal with a woman, you communicate with a woman, and you test the spirit by the spirit. See what are her characteristic traits. See if she has character, morals, integrity. All right? Because these bimbos in this society, man, who you think are beautiful are nothing more than beautiful monsters. Wisdom is what makes a woman beauty. A woman of understanding is beautiful. Judith was beautiful. She used her beauty to manipulate a wicked nigga so the nation of Israel could thrive, and we don't get taken down. Okay, but you can liken that how wicked women manipulate men with their beauty. That's why the scriptures say, "Marvel not at the beauty of a woman," and it's really not beautiful. These women are beautiful monsters, man. Okay. All right, and this Judith, the 16th chapter, verse 8. For she put the garment of her widowhood for the exaltation of those that were oppressed in Israel, and anointed her face with ointment, and bound her hair in a tire, and took a linen garment to deceive him. All right, that's what women do with their beauty. They use it to deceive men. That's why the scriptures, I hate to sound redundant, say, marvel not at the beauty of a woman, but marvel at the beauty of wisdom. Because wisdom, she's going to be a delight to you. She's going to protect you. She's going to keep you from the strange woman. Okay? Her sandals ravished his eyes. You see? When women put on these skimping clothes and put all this makeup on their face, it's all to deceive you, fella. Because all they're trying to get is your jingles. The Babylonian woman, the American woman. All right, they are all material and carnal. And when they fixing themselves up, they trying to get at your pocket. Women, the traditional woman that court, and they want a man to serve, and they want to be a spouse to a man. Those days are over. All right, for this young generation. For us that are 40 plus and down. All right, 40 plus and down. All right, you ain't about to get no good woman, no pick no good decent woman out of this. All right, they all mindsets are the same. They are all, well, how can I say it? They drunk off of Western philosophy, which is Satanism. Okay, her sandals ravished his eyes. Her beauty took his mind prisoner. You never want that to happen, man. That's what you call a simp, a sucker. All right, and the scriptures say her hands is his bands. She trapped men. All right, and the falchion passed through his neck, cut his fucking head off, man. That's what women do. Get you pregnant, they like cutting your head off when they put you on child support. All right? They don't care about you at all. All they looking at your jingles. What's in your pocket? If your pocket's heavy. All right? They have alternative motives. All right? They don't have wisdom and understanding dwelling with them. They don't know that they were put here to serve their man and be a delight to him. All right? That's not in their mind. They think you're put here to serve them and to be a delight to them. Why they go out and do whatever they want, say whatever they want. They can say whatever come to their mind, but if you say what come to your mind, you tripping. All right? That's the Babylonian American woman, man. All right? They're not truly beautiful. The only women that are beautiful are women of understanding that live according to the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's right, brother. That's right. A lot of the musicians, man, used to, especially the older musicians, man, when you listen to their lyrics, all right, the older generation, man, they used to be saying some things that was that synchronized with the scriptures, man. All right, you're right, bro. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 52, verse 1. It reads, "Awake, awake." All right, now what is the Most High telling us to wake to? Awake, wake out of this deep slumber. Wake up out of Western culture, Western philosophies. All right, put off everything you've been taught here. The way you do, the way you look, with the way you think in the society. All right, with the way you look at everything, the way you court a woman. All right, the certain people, the people you choose to call friends. All right, the way you understand the scriptures first and foremost. Our Heavenly Father said, "Wake up out of that deep slumber. Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments." All right? Now, he's not talking about literal garments. He's talking about put on holiness, be set apart from the world, and put on my law, statutes, and commandments. Put on your clean garments. All right? When he talking about put on your clean garments, don't be unclean. Don't live outside of my word. Okay? Those are the garments he's talking about, your actions. They have everything to do with actions. They don't have nothing to do with how you look. Change your life. That's what he means when put on your clean garments, your walk. Oh, Jerusalem, the holy city. What makes this city holy? It's apart from the other nations. The way these people live is different from the way everybody else live under the sun. That's what makes them holy. All right? For henceforth there shall no more come into the uncircumcised and the unclean. You see what I'm saying? When the uncircumcised and the unclean come to us, that's when you conform to their ways and you live in accordance to them, and you're not beautiful anymore. When you live like a heathen round about, you're no longer beautiful, you're ugly. You're hideous. Okay? You're a piece of shit. You're shit papers. All right? When he say put on your beautiful garments, let's see what these beautiful garments are. All right? These are not literal garments. This is Matthew, the 5th chapter, and I'm going to start at the 5th verse. All right? This is Matthew 5:5. These are the beautiful garments he's talking about. Okay? Blessed is the meek. Blessed are the meek. So a meek man, all right, those are part of those beautiful garments. A man that's meek. All right. This has everything to do with your actions. For they shall inherit the earth. That's one of those garments, being meek. Okay. That's one of those garments. Okay. Blessed are they which do that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. What is righteousness? When you go in that word, I don't want to wing it. I think it's the Greek word dikaios, or dikosine. All right, I'm probably mispronouncing it. It's either dikaios or dikosine. All right, and when you go into that word in the Greek, it means observe divine laws. All right, so that's what righteousness is. And when you look at the word righteousness in the Hebrew, it's the Hebrew word tazadah. And what does it mean? Keeping the commandments. All right. So those are those beautiful garments. That's what true beauty is. Your conduct, how you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself, the way you live. That's what's beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful before your high by Shema Shai. You can have a outer shell. You could have a fresh haircut, pearly white teeth, pure skin. All right. Have on your best rags. And the Most High look at you like abominable filth. He look at you like a dead corpse. Then you can have a man walking around in camel hair, wearing camel hair, sackcloth, all right? And the Most High look at him like the most beautiful thing walk, the object of perfection, okay? True beauty is your conduct and how you conduct yourself, okay? These are those beautiful garments, okay? Blessed are the merciful, being merciful. That's those beautiful garments. He say, awake, awake. Put on your beautiful garment. Being merciful. Those are those garments. A man of mercy. That's a part of those beautiful. That's what true beauty is. A merciful man. Okay? When you're merciful to someone, that's an action word. Okay? They shall obtain mercy. The people that have on a beautiful garments go into the kingdom of heaven. All right? Because then we're going to be the object of perfection again. All right? Blessed are the pure in heart. The pure in heart. Okay? What makes a man a pure in heart? He's honest. All right? He's true to what he believes. He's a man of integrity. Okay? So you got to put on those garments. Okay? For they shall see the Most High. They shall see Yahweh. Blessed are the peacemakers. That's a part of those garments. Those beautiful garments. All right? You see two brothers get into it. All right? You break those brothers up. All right? Always trying to bring peace rather than dissension. Sowing discord is abominable garments. All right? Being a peacemaker is beautiful garments. Okay? For they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Blessed are they which they are persecuted for righteousness' sake. All right? When you out here prophesying to the nations and everybody's coming against you like scorpions and fucking dragons trying to kill you, but you keep your integrity and hold fast. Those are beautiful garments in the sight of Yahweh Shem Shai. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All right? So beautiful garments is your conduct, your actions. That's what the Most High mean when he say beautiful. All right? And the way your conduct, the way you do things and carry yourself is when you learn what wisdom is. Wisdom is your guide. Wisdom tells you how to conduct yourself. Wisdom teaches you how you're supposed to be before all of humanity. All right? That's what true beauty is, man. Being honorable, being noble. Okay? This is the Book of Lamentations. This is the Book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 15, and it reads, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The joy of the whole earth? Why did they call us the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? It wasn't because of how we look. It was because The Most High is the one made us the perfection of beauty and the joy of the whole earth. It wasn't because of nothing we did. All right. The reason He made us the joy of the whole earth and the perfection of beauty because we was obeying His word. We were living according to wisdom. All right. This is the reason. Fire precept. All right. Fire precept. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 1. Wisdom reaching from one. Oh, I brought that out earlier. All right? That's what's up. Wisdom each reaching from one end to another mightily and sweetly do she order all things. Okay? Wisdom is what made us the joy of the whole earth. And we followed Yahweh Shemaiah's commandments. All right, during that time, we was the joy of the whole earth. We was at the top of the totem pole. All right, because we was obedient. Our conduct was what it was supposed to be. Okay? Verse 2, I loved her and sought her out from my youth. I desired to make her my spouse, and I was a lover of her beauty. Okay, I brought that one out earlier. All right? Fire precept. All right? All right? That's what made us the joy of the whole earth in front of the other nations when we was obedient before we went off. Okay? So when He took us down and let the Babylonians take us down, we wasn't beautiful in His eyes anymore. We looked like a rundown hoe. A nasty dog bitch on the what they call it when the prostitutes be caught on the track, man. Fuck. Straight up. True beauty is obeying Yahweh Shema Shai's word. All right? This is what made us beautiful. This is Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. And it reads, Behold, I have taught you statutes and commandments, so like statutes and judgments, even as the Yahweh commanded me, that you should do so in the land whether you possess it. So your actions is what made, He said that you should do so. So when you do so, you obey. Okay? All right? So these laws, statutes, and commandments is what made us beautiful when we obeyed them. If you disobeyed them, you were ugly. All right? You wasn't the object of perfection. The law is perfect. All right? King David said that the law is perfect. So when we keep the commandments, that makes us perfect, the object of beauty. All right? Our great king was a lamb without blemish, right? Why? Because he never went off. He was the ultimate sacrifice. He was the ultimate lamb without blemish because he never sinned once. Okay? He was the object of perfection. All right? He is the beauty of the whole earth, man. All right? Keep therefore and do them, but this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. That's why when you read Lamentations, the nations was hissing at us saying, is these the people? All right? This wisdom and knowledge is what made us beautiful and made them think the way they thought about us, okay? Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is wise and understanding people. But when you go back to Lamentations, what were they saying? Is this the nation that they call the object of beauty and perfection? That said that when we fell. But this is what they said when we got this law. Moses said they're going to say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. All right? So us being a wise and understanding people came from us keeping the commandments, man. All right? That's what made us beautiful people. All right? For what nation is so great who have the Most High so nigh to them as the Lord our powers and all things that we call upon Him for? The Most High made us great. The Most High made us beautiful, okay? And what nation is there so great to have His statutes and judgments this day as His law, which I said before you this day? Only take heed to thyself to keep thy soul diligently. So keep your conduct diligent, okay? Lest they forget the things which in their eyes have seen. If you forget the things that your eye have seen, you're not beautiful no more. You're not comely no more. You're not fair no more, all right? You're a degenerate branch. You're a minister's rag, okay, in the eyes of the Most High. In the eyes of the men, you might be a handsome young man, a pretty young lady. Okay? Lest they depart their heart from all the days of their life. All right? All the days of their life. Okay? So your conduct has everything to do with beauty, being fair. All right? Being easy on the eyes. Your conduct. That's what your mindset, the way you think. You have to purify your thoughts. Okay? Don't be mesmerized at a person's outer appearance, man. That's base thinking. Okay? They had a movie called Shallow Hal. And that was a good movie. They had a spiritual facet to that movie. With the guy Jack Black. All right? He was shallow as fuck. He only looked at women from their outer appearance. But the guy put a spell on him, and he started looking at women for how they look on the inside. But they were hideous. The girls that were good on the inside, they looked hideous on the outside. But in the movie, he'll make the ugly girls look pretty and the pretty girls look ugly. All right, the pretty girls, how their mindsets was to show how they really look, and they would look hideous on the movie. But the ugly girls, they would look how they really were on the inside, and they would be beautiful. All right, and Shallow Hal made it funny. The woman that he fell in love with, she was like 350 pounds. All right, she was a big fat lord, but she on the inside she was decent. All right. And I'm not saying, look, let me say this first and foremost. I'm not saying go out here and look for a hideous woman. Talking about those are the only ones got character. No. I'm not saying that at all. The first attraction is physical attraction. I'm not saying it at all. I'm just saying don't be mesmerized at a person's beauty because they're not beautiful. All right. You might have a woman that's a 5 or a 6. All right. She's just a plain Jane. But she has more integrity and more morals. It's better to deal with her, and she'll be there for you in your time of need. All right? It's better to deal with her than deal with what this society called a so-called bad bitch. A man of wisdom, it ain't going to be, it's not a hard matter to judge which one you're going to deal with. If you deal with the other one, you're just going to use up and kick her ass to the fucking curb. Okay? Straight the fuck up. This is First Samuel, chapter 25, verse 3, and it reads, Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding. All right? It didn't tell you how she looked. It don't tell you how Abigail looked. This was one of King David's wives, okay? And all it tell you, she was a woman of understanding. It didn't tell you how her physical appearance was. Now, you know King David, he could have any woman he wanted, but she probably was attractive, but it didn't tell you how her outer appearance looked. This is what they tell you about Abigail. It says she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. All right, you could be attractive with an ugly countenance, like these bimbos in this society. You see them, you would know you don't want to fuck with them, but you look at them, you'll be like, "Ah, fuck the bitch." But when you look at their countenance, you know you wouldn't want to wife them or be in a relationship with them. Most of these bitches got ugly, dreadful countenance. You can look at them, you'll be like, man, you get that bitch pregnant, you're gonna be in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, but what it said about Abigail, it wasn't talking about her physical characteristics. It was talking about how she conduct herself. All right. It was talking about her morals, her understanding, the way she lived her life. All right. That's what made her beautiful. Okay. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb. But that's the point I wanted to bring out. It never told you how Abigail looked. King David married her. It told you that she was a woman of understanding. That's true beauty, man. That's true beauty. Okay? I say this. I'm like every other man. I don't want no cyclops. I don't want no woman to look like no cyclops or whatnot, you know. But The more you grow in this truth, man, we don't want no hideous looking women. But you start when you're dealing with certain women, you're gonna have more peace with a woman of understanding. Okay? A woman that's more humble, contrite. It's all about having peace at the end of the day in this hellhole, man. The women you so-called call beautiful, you will not have peace with them bitches. They always gonna have their hand out, and they are satanic. They rocking out to this Western philosophy. Okay? Bring nothing to the table but a used up ass that every man that had. That's what they bringing to the table, their body. But they bringing a body that hundreds of men have had. 50, 60 men. Man, these women body counts be so fucking high. It's like, what makes things precious? Like a precious artifact is something that's rare, that most people can't get their hands on. When it's something everybody can get their hands on, what's unique about it? What's precious about it? It's community pussy, you know? And most of these broads is community pussy. That's not beautiful. To me, it ain't. To the spirit, it's not. Okay? All right? This is the book of Zechariah. This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 4. Be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye not from your evil ways and from your evil doings. All right? All right? Beauty has everything to do with conduct. When you have evil ways and evil doings, the Most High look at you as a minister's rag. He say, our righteousness is minister's rag. All right? And he look at you as a dead body, a corpse. Okay? All right? True beauty is obedience to the Lord. That's what make a man wise. Wisdom. All right? That's what true beauty is. All right? And it says, turn away from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear nor hearken unto me, saith Yahweh. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets do the prophets live forever? No. We come back in our lots, but we don't live forever. All right? Until we get the new bodies. But my words and my statutes, what I command my servants, the prophets, did not take hold of your fathers. Did not take hold of your fathers. That's a question. And they returned and said, like as the Lord of hosts thought to do unto us, according to our ways, according to our doings, so has he dealt with us. Okay? So when he dealt with us, we were no longer the object of perfection, the object of beautiful, the perfection of beauty, like the Book of Lamentations called. All right? We was like old girl in the book of Hosea, Loami. I don't want to bang jangling. We was like a ran through whore, ran through slut. We were no longer beautiful. We was ran through. And he cast us out outside because we went doted upon many levels. That's not true beauty. True beauty and holiness is keeping the commandments. That's what makes you beautiful. Okay? All right? This is Genesis chapter 3. This is a beautiful example right here too. This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 5. But the Most High do have know that, all right, this is when Satan beguiled Eve. All right? All right? For the Most High do have know in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. All right? All right? And he beguiled, and the way Satan beguiled her, he told her truth. In this scripture, it's really the truth. He told her the truth, but yet he lied. All right? He told her, you would not surely die. All right? She wasn't going to die physically, but spiritually, the hedge that Adam and Eve had around them, their glory, living a full day, all right, so on and so forth. Satan knew that they were going to die that way, okay? He knew they were going to be put in those chains of darkness, all right? So he played it. But when he said you're going to be like gods, knowing both good and evil, he was telling the truth, okay? And when the woman saw the tree was good for food, and was pleasant to the eyes. All right, now what did this woman see that was good for food and was pleasant to the eyes? It had everything to do with conduct. She saw gender equality, women dressing like sluts. All right, women having power over men. All right, telling men that they were equal. The Most High didn't create her to be like that. He created her to be a wife to her husband and obey her husband. He had rulership over her. But that's what was good to her eyes, all right? This wasn't a literal fruit, all right? This fruit is what made her ugly. What she thought looked good is what made her ugly. No matter how her physical attraction was, this is when she turned into a fucking slut, okay? And a tree desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat and gave it to her husband, and he did eat. Okay? And when their eyes were open, they knew that they were naked. All right? And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. All right? When they said that she knew she was naked, they knew that they went off. They felt the glory of the Lord, his spirit leave them. All right? And they say they sewed themselves aprons. Now, you remember when we read in Isaiah, the 52nd chapter, the first verse, it say, "O Jerusalem, put on your beautiful garments." Okay? Now, right here, they say they sewed and made themselves aprons. Those are the philosophies of the heathen. Those are the aprons. All of that stuff that was good to her eyes, she took that and tried to clothe themselves with it. The ways of the heathen. Okay? They were no longer beautiful garments anymore. They had on beautiful garments. The Most High took them away. So they were ugly. Those aprons that they made in the Garden of Eden was ugly. That was the ways of the heathen. Pieces of shit. What the Most High say about the heathen? They had spittle. Spit in the bucket, man. It's not beautiful. They're pieces of shit. Okay? And when they heard the voice of Yahweh walking in the garden in the cool of the day, Adam hid themselves in the presence of Yahweh amongst the trees of the garden. All right? Amongst the nations of the garden. All right? That's who when they say they was hiding amongst the trees of the garden, they was hiding amongst the peoples, because guess what? Now they was moving like the peoples of the garden, the heathens, doing the way of the heathens. And then the Lord called unto Adam and said unto him, "Where art thou?" And he said, "I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." And he said, "Who told thee that thou wert naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree which I commanded thou not to eat?" Let me get down to the point. All right? Let me get down to the point. All right. This is verse 20, Genesis 3 and 20. And Adam was called his wife named Eve because she was the mother of all living. And to Adam and also to his wife, Yahweh, thy power, made coats of skin and clothed them. All right, those coats of skin and clothed them. All right, we had to start learning righteousness again. All right, whereas we was in a good estate in Eden, now we had to start learning righteousness. All right, we had to start teaching our kids the law, teaching our kids the commandments, so on and so forth. All right, that's because we went off. Those skins that the Most High gave them was righteous skins. Okay, so they had to learn what righteousness was again. All right. Those were better garments than the ones they had on. Those ugly fucking garments, those aprons that they got from the heathens, okay? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 17, and it reads, "Because thou sayest, I'm rich and increase with goods and need of nothing." All right, this is how a carnal man on the corner plan thinks. This is how a wicked woman thinks. I'm pretty. I'm a bad bitch. I look good. All right, that's how they think. All right, they increase with goods. They thank God blessing them. They got money. They got prestige. This is how a Gentile thinks. This is how a person with a polluted mind of the heathen thinks. All right. All right, and it reads, "Because thou say I'm rich and I'm increased with goods and have nothing of need." All right, this is how people of the world think. All right, "And knowest not that thou art wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked." You ugly. So it don't matter if you rich, got prestige, or you're a nice looking female, a nice looking man. All right, you're not beautiful in the eyes of the Lord. You're naked. You're a wretched. You wretched piece of shit. You ministers fucking rag. When you live outside of the temple and you're not living according to the commandments and you don't have wisdom descending upon you, you're naked. You are naked, wretched, miserable, poor, blind piece of shit. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shai. You can't make this up. You don't have the beauty of holiness that he gave to the nation of Israel initially. All right? The only way you're beautiful, the scriptures say, how beautiful are the feet of him that bring forth good tidings. You have to be dwelling within the light. You have to be in this truth to be beautiful in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. So when you look at the people of this world, man, they all look like fuck. They all look like Whoopi Goldberg. They all look like Shanae, man. Spiritually speaking, man. That's what true beauty is. Keeping the commandments and supping with wisdom. All right? And I'm going to leave off with this chapter in Psalms 45. And this shows you what true beauty is in a nutshell. All right? The whole chapter. I'm going to read the whole chapter. This is what I'm going to leave off at. And this is what teaches you what true wisdom is in a nutshell. It's talking about our great king. Okay? All right? This is Psalms 45:1, and it reads, to the chief musician upon Shoshanim, for the sons of Korah, Mashu, a song of loves. My heart is inditing a good matter. I speak of the things which I have made touching the king. My tongue is the pen of ready writer. All right? Now let's talk about the beauty of our great king. Check this out. Thou art fairer than the children of men. Our great king was fairer than the children of men. Now remember, when you go to Isaiah the 53rd chapter, it tells you that he wasn't comely that you would desire him. He wasn't a beauty that you would desire him. So what made our great king more fairer than the children of men? It was his holiness. It was his conduct. Okay? It was how he obeyed the Father. All right? Grace is poured into thy lips. Wisdom is what made him beautiful. That what grace is poured into his lips? The wisdom that our Heavenly Father let descend on him. Everything that proceeded out of his mouth was wisdom. All right? That's what made him beautiful. Okay? Therefore, Yahweh have blessed thee forever. He's our king forever. All right? Gird thy sword upon thy thigh, O most mighty, with the glory in thy majesty. And in thy majesty ride prosperously because of truth and meekness and righteousness. Those are those beautiful garments. Truth, meekness, and righteousness. All right? That's what makes you beautiful. When you tell the truth and live according to the truth, when you're a meek spirit and you live according to the commandments, that's what makes you beautiful. All right? And thy right hand shall teach thee terrible things. The arrows, thine arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies, whereby the people fall under thee. So our great king, when he come back to the earth, he's going to put everybody under in his submission hold. All right? That's why I say when you come back, you're going to have many crowns. In Revelation 19th chapter. Thy throne, O power, is forever and ever. The scepter of the kingdom is a right scepter. Okay? That's why what wisdom bringeth you into a kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Thy loveth righteousness and hateth wickedness. Therefore, Yahweh, thy power, have anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. Okay? All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloes and cassia out of the ivory palaces whereby thou have made thee glad. King's daughters was among thy honorable women. Upon the right hand stand the queen in the gold of Ophir. All right? That means the queen of the king, a righteous king, she's going to be in submission and order. That's what make her beautiful. All right? Hearken, O daughter. Now, this is talking to the nation of Israel because we're the king's wife. Hearken, O daughter, and consider and incline thy ear. Forget also thine own people and thy father's house. So shall the king greatly desire our beauty. What is our great king desiring when he come back to the planet Earth? A chaste virgin, a beautiful woman. All right? So what makes the elect beautiful a woman? Their conduct, how they obeyed him, how they submitted to his word. Okay? For he is the Lord, and worship thou him. And the daughter of Tyre shall be there with a gift, even the rich among the people shall entreat thee with favor. The king's daughter is all glorious within, her clothing is wealth of gold. And that's talking about the nation of Israel, man. Because we are the bride of the groom. And what makes us beautiful, and this time we're going to the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be draped in gold, man. We're going to have that righteous linen, that white, which is the righteousness of the is the righteousness of the Lord, man. Revelation 19:8, man. So true beauty is keeping the commandments, all right? And anybody that's outside the commandments, that's not living according to the words, you're ugly. I don't give a fuck what you think. You're ugly. So with that, Lord, willing to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to my Heavenly Father, my great King, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Howard Kakadash. I want to give double honors to my teachers, apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to my fellow ladies in Yahweh Shah. Kwam Yasharala, Abba Bar.